Welcome to First the Facts. Director Okedi, let's begin with Raymond Omolo's picture. This is the PS for internal security. You know, Kenyans, there are days when I genuinely want to defend President William Samoei Ruto's government. I genuinely want to do so sometimes. Then there are days when some of its officials make that task impossible. This is one of those days. There is an old story about a king who surrounded himself with people too afraid to tell him that he was naked. They applauded him while he walked naked through the streets because honesty had become more dangerous than deception. Today, that story feels painfully familiar, not because Kenya lacks facts, but because some leaders appear determined to pretend those facts do not exist. You know, take a look at the PS for Interior, Raymond Omolo. Now, I want you to listen to him carefully.
There are no abductions under the watch of His Excellency President Ruto. And if there is anyone, of course, the law is clear and the processes are very clear.
Now, watch his face again. Listen to his words. Then ask yourself whether those remarks reflect the Kenya you know.
Na pia tumekuwa na watu wanasema wamekuwa abducted ama wametekwa nyara. Mwishowe unapata ni watu walikuwa wanataka kupatia ama kutupa lawama kama serikali, na kwa hakika ni watu walikuwa wamejificha kibinafsi.
To me, they look like remarks thrown carelessly by a drunk person who pretends to have forgotten what happened. And of course, I am certain Omolo was drunk. Maybe not alcohol, but something worse than it, power. Omolo was using his tongue to stagger because if you have been living in this country over the last 2 years, you have seen the videos, you have seen the CCTV footage, you have seen terrified families appearing before cameras pleading for answers. You have seen young Kenyans disappear and later reappear. Some even die. Some appear when they're traumatized. You have seen court cases. You have seen public protests. And yet today, a senior government official wants Kenyans to believe that none of this amounts to evidence of a problem. Omolo, are you from the Mars or Jupiter? Or maybe let's just say you came from Singapore. Before I get mad, let's revisit some of those images. You know, these are not images generated by Standard Media Group on the 8th day or the internet. Omolo, tuache ujinga kwa masuala ya usalama. These are images that shocked a nation. Masked men, unmarked vehicles, contrary to what the court ruled. Terrified victims, distraught families, and public demanding answers. Yet instead of answers, Mr. Omolo says, no one has been abducted since the Kenya Kwanza administration took office. According to him, people simply disappear and later claim they were abducted. You know, he says they hide in a certain house somewhere or in their homes and then they appear. I wonder if he has set up a home in Racho, in Rangwe constituency, where they hide and then appear. Mr. Omolo, Kenyans are many things, but they are not fools. Let's examine the CCTV footage once again. And this time, Omolo, I want you to watch keenly. You know, who are these people? Why are their faces concealed? Why are they operating in this manner? We can see police officers helping them. And if what Kenyans witness is not what they believed it is, then where is the explanation? Because these are police officers masked closer to goons. So who are goons? Because dismissing public concern does not make it disappear. It only deepens public mistrust. Mr. Omolo, leadership is not measured by how confidently one speaks at a podium. Leadership is measured by whether citizens believe what you are saying. And today, many Kenyans no longer do so. You say there is no problem. The public sees a problem. You say there are no abductions. Families say otherwise.
Serikali inatufuata sisi peke yetu kila wakati. Jana wamemshika Bob, leo anashika ndugu yangu. Ni mimi peke yangu ameshindwa makosa ya kuniekea.
And the crisis facing our security institutions today is not merely one of crime. It is a crisis of confidence. After the GNZ protests in 2024, President William Samoei Ruto publicly assured Kenyans that abductions would end. That promise brought hope. Yet the debate has not ended. I think that is why he has kept you there, so that you keep the narrative of lies, even if the truth is bare. Mr. Omolo, power is temporary, office is temporary, titles are temporary, history is not temporary. Kenya has had leaders in the security docket who commanded respect because they faced reality head on. Let me remind you some: Professor George Saitoti, John Michoki, and of course Major General Joseph Nkaiseri. They understood something many leaders forgot. Citizens can forgive mistakes. What they rarely forgive is being told that what they witnessed never happened. These leaders did not make a name for siding with goons and making reckless statements. Maybe from your statement, I would want to defend you from the statements of other leaders and Kenyans that you might be supporting goons, including those who attacked Godfrey Osotsi. But from your statements, I find it hard to defend you. I find it hard to defend you. For siding with goons and making reckless statements. Maybe from your statement, I would want to defend you from the statements of other leaders and Kenyans that you might be supporting goons, including those who attacked Godfrey Osotsi. But from your statements, I find it hard to defend you.
Sema wamepata wameshika maguni wawili watatu upande wa Kisumu, lakini yule guni mkubwa anaitwa Raymond Omolo.